All right, we've been talking about graphics quite a lot, and this is a paid program, so that makes sense. But let's take a breather from the 2D drawing and the 3D and all that stuff. We haven't actually talked about 3D yet, but we'll get to that. Let's talk about strings and some other, and sweep up some other little areas here as well. I've been meaning to mention a few things about the VB Stat class, namely the data types that it supports and that sort of thing. So let's go into that briefly. And I talked about let's see, we had the serialize, VB serialize class, and its ability to save out XML files. I did not specifically mention all the data types that could be saved out with this stack class, so I'll just say that now. Basically, the VB stack will save out every data type that VB supports or that COM supports, with the exception of user-defined types, unless well, internally we can use those, but through COM it does not support those because there's no way to globally define a user-defined type and then pass it back into the main program in a way that it can understand it. Although we can do it like from our end downwards, we can have internally a globally defined user-defined type and pass it down, but it doesn't work the other way. So basically everything but user-defined types. So you can have specifically, you can have byte, long, integer, single precision, which is in C that would be a float, double precision, and then all those types in array format and currencies and all those sort of things. Now, when we're saving XML files, though, there are some limitations because the program, our parser only supports a subset of those things. So the variables I just listed, byte, long, integer, single and double, as well as single dimensional arrays of those data types are all supported in saving out in an XML file and then loading back in. I can show you here. You see a couple of a couple of tags in this XML file. You see one that's an array. You see parentheses after that. That means it's an array. It's an array of single precision. That means it's a float, and it shows the elements are 10, and it shows all the elements. So that basically shows that our XML supports all of those data types, including the arrays. So as long as a single dimensional array is fine. If you ever want to save those types of files, that those types of variables in a XML file, you're all set. So just thought I'd clarify that on the stack object and the VB or the property stack object, what the limitations were. And I wanted to talk about strings. So let's do a little example with strings because there's a number of things you can do there. Let's I know I'm doing a lot in VB. We could be doing another language too, but it's so comfortable for me. And I can just, because it's a compiler and an interpreter, I can do this, run it, and not have to worry about compiling and all this stuff. So it works out really well for these tutorials. Let's see, S as new. I'm forgetting something here. There we go, VB string. And there's a lot of things you can do here. Choose, that's an interesting one. Say we wanted to choose a string from a list. We could do, let's see, choose value 1 of, let's see, 2 of, and we'll give it a list, and these are going to be separated by spaces, I guess. Let's see what happens. And we print that out, and we gotta give it an argument of some sort. So what is the other argument? Is the delimiter, and the delimiter we want to be a space. In this case, it could have been a comma or whatever. And okay, yeah, there it is. We printed that out. We have a bunch of other stuff on our debug output here, but that's what we just print out too. So you can see we do s.choose, provide this could have been a variable, but we used a constant in this case, and it printed out the second part of our string here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. We could have made this 3, and it would have printed out 3. This can be a list of anything, though, of course, but that's just one of the little things we have in our string class. There's a lot more. You don't really think of string classes with Paint programs, but it's good to have support for a lot of powerful things you can do with strings as well, because sometimes you're going to need to work with text and all that sort of stuff. You might want to parse a file. You might want to print a pie chart. Who knows what? Um, let's look at a few of the other things that are more powerful here. Because there's quite a lot you can do with strings. Let's see, trim, L trim and R trim trims off leading spaces. I find those useful from time to time. But let's do something with pattern matching. Pattern matching, match. Pattern, where would you find that? Well, it's in here somewhere. Contains or ends with. Those are good for finding strings in there. Here we go. Find pattern and find patterns. So let's do the first one. Find pattern. And let's see. Parameters, the pattern. So there has to be a string already set in the this string object. So we'll do that. But let's find the string dog. Let's find a string dog star. Dog star. Okay, and end it at that. And let's put a string here. Whoops. S dot set string. Close enough. All right, there once was a dog named Waffle. All right, and let's print that. And we get. Let me clean this up a little bit first. All right. And didn't find anything because this is case sensitive. But I'll correct that. There once was a dog named Waffle, and we get dog named Waffle. Why? Because we use dog and the pattern matching character, which is star, which is basically matches anything, so it matches all the way to the end of the line. Now, say we had an XML file and we had a tag here, or something right here. This is a tag. Whatever. Say we wanted to find everything inside of that tag. We'd put bracket, star, bracket. That would basically match everything within a tag. Let's do that. And print. And it prints out this is a tag because it found bracket, it found everything inside the bracket, and it found the end bracket. Great for file parsing. All right. Now there are two modes to this. Let's look at that real quick. S dot match mode. Match mode. Forget the exact parameter. Let's try match mode 1 and see what happens. Let's see. Equals 1 or 0, 1. All right. There we go. Try that again. It prints out this is a tag. Match mode 0. It prints out this is a tag. But let's try a different example. Say I had not left the end tag on there. Let's print that. And it just prints that tag. Why? Well, match mode 1 means find the smallest matching pattern. And the smallest matching pattern is, well, just that. What if I found the largest matching pattern? Well, let's pattern, that star would mean that star basically means 0 or more characters. So in the smallest mode, it matched 0 characters. In the large mode, it would match